Today I'm going to talk about the challenges in grow and processing and having the best concentrate out with all the medicinal benefits. So let's start. Who's Pure 5? Pure 5 is our trade name for the cannabis industry. The company behind the trademark is Comerg Group, which is a Bulgarian-based company. We're a manufacturer of equipment for 25 years in the fragrance and flavor field. And about 10 years ago, we entered the cannabis industry, mostly in US, starting with machines for extraction. 10 years ago, we didn't have any idea how to grow cannabis or deal with cannabis because it's still prohibited in Bulgaria. So that's why we acquired a company that was for 10 years in growing cannabis in Europe. So together with that, we picked up a line for equipment for seeding management, for harvesting. So we have our own harvester, we have dryers, we have stick separators. That all came within that acquisition. Then we develop our own extraction technology that supersedes everything that is out there on the market because it extracts the full plant profile. I call that full body profile because we extract all and any terps in the plant in a food strain specific oil. Then we have developed post-processing equipment, THC remediation equipment, and some distillation equipment. Then we look further into the waste processing. So we have number of machines for converting to biochar and graphene and fertilizers production. And also machines for pressing the oil, seed oil. So with that said, let's start with the challenges into the grow. So what are the challenges into the grow? Usually the quality control and safety is one of the main challenges into the grow because every strain is different, depends how you grow it is different. So in order to produce under EU GMP consistency of the strain, that genetic needs to be stable, needs to be under certain conditions, and be sure that the terpene profile, the cannabinoid profile is consistent every time. Pest and disease management. This is another challenge, especially if you grow outdoors. Then you have a lot of fungal and mildew issues that you need to mitigate. So that also, some part of that has to do with the strain. Is the strain pest resistant? Is your environment clean? And are your nutrients also managed properly? So nutrient deficiencies and toxins. So nutrients are very important, especially if you want to boost the terpene profile. The micronutrients, the nitrogens, the electroconductivity, the pH, everything needs to be monitored in order to have consistent and repeatable grow. Watering issues. Every strain needs different type of, like a different watering profile. So overwatering, underwatering, these are usual issues that you need to take care of. So water quality is another thing. We're going to talk about that in the next few slides as well. Environmental control, temperature, humidity, light, everything, it needs to be regulated and monitored and recorded because the next cycle you got to repeat that and improve it. And I'll show you how we do that. And technological integration. Of course, with the current advancement of AI, everything needs to be up to par. So there are solutions for full automated grow and full automated monitoring of your crop. So you don't have any variables into the results. Ten years ago, we started, we looked into the cannabis crops in Europe, and we figured, okay, there is no real crop that can produce high CBD. So we took a couple of these varieties in the United States, we breeded them for two different phenotypes. The left one is vertical. Vertical phenotype is made for outdoor grow. As you see, the flowering is literally in the top 30-50 centimeters, where you can harvest with um, large harvesters, and when you grow outdoor, and you have the fiber um, long and clean for processing, further processing. Either you go to construction or for clothing. So with this strain, we breed it with a harlequin, and it's indica strain. The CBD usually grown outdoor is about 12%. EU registered strain under the trade name Arizona Dream, and it's been very popular in Africa, Morocco, South America, where they grow mostly outdoor. The right strain we call Western Cherry because it was breeded with cherry wine, and it's a bushy profile, which is grown mostly into greenhouses. Also, 12% if it's grown outdoor, 18-20 if it's grown indoor. The terpene profile is citrusy, mostly sativa type, and yeah, the results also registered European strain for a couple of years now, and is being used mostly being sold within Europe. What was important to tell about these strains is the Arizona Dream. That's why I call it Arizona. Actually, our headquarters are in Arizona. I've been there for 10 years while exploring the U.S. cannabis industry. This strain was grown for very low water intake. That's why we call it Arizona Dream. And pest resistance. Pest resistance to be grown outdoor, it's very important to have a very stable genetic with pest resistant, like this is up to the terpene profile, to be more pest resistant. You know, the terps, they attract and they preserve the strain both ways, attract male pollen and the pollinators, and keep away the pests. A few months ago, we acquired another company from Brazil, which was doing a grow in containers, mostly for medicinal mushrooms. Like when I talk medicinal, they're functional and psychedelics, so both type of mushrooms. The purpose for that is to bring to the market very low cost solutions for off-grid setup. Literally, a container that we provide to the market is around 25,000 euro to 50,000 euro, depends on the equipment that goes inside. We're going to go through the equipment in the next few slides. This container here is mostly like a 4-shelf container for clone development or mushroom development. But there are different configurations, fully like solar panel or wind-driven energy can be fully off-grid container with operation room, grow room, and power room separate. Here you go. What is very important, like everyone can put a container together or a grow room together, but then what? We really looked how to make that self-sustainable and self-regulated. So this is a full AI-driven grow automation system. You have your nutrients, you have your station that doses every single nutrients, depends of the different stage. You have full record with literally 1 minute resolution, what's going on and what nutrient is being fed to, and it's 0.1 ounce is the microdose now that we can do to the full grow. So it's a very high resolution on dosing as well. So you can use it for medicinal plants, which is cannabis, to achieve low, like a higher productivity, higher terpene profile. You can use it for edible and magic mushrooms, which we have some history now, quite some history of growing within these containers. And you can use it for other gourmet plants. Depends of your cycle, you can utilize this grow system for multiple purposes. And this is the most sophisticated system on the market that gives you a very comprehensive look at your growth cycle. And at the next growth cycle, you can really improve by looking at every single parameter, improve your grow and optimize it to the best strain specific results. That's how it looks like into a computer and into a tablet. You program each valve and sensor to read what is necessary and act when there is need for water or need for nutrients. Okay, so this is pretty much resolves your, like you can do a remote grow, fully remote grow, and replace your agronomer with this system. So what are the plant extraction risks? I've been interested into plant medicine since I've been like 15 years old, and I prepared different recipes. I was studying what is medicinal, how that can be combined for different conditions of human health, and came to the conclusion that the plant medicine works very well, but but you need to use it for life, literally, because the dose is very low. If you concentrate it and combine it properly, then you have much better and stronger results. That's why we focus on extraction, and not only on extraction, but on extraction preserving everything that is vital, everything that is medicinal into the plants. The most medicinal values into the plant are into alkaloids. And cannabinoids are actually an alkaloid with a terpene tail, which makes it oleoresin. It's very unique. That's why the standard methods of extracting alkaloids doesn't work for cannabis. We're more focused on oleoresin extraction, and that is the challenge that the current industry needs to comprehend in order to be sure that we preserve all the values into the plant, into their strain-specific features, because strain-specific medicine is the next big thing that is coming out into the cannabis industry. Nature is the best formulator, and there is no need we try to formulate terpenes and add them to extracted cannabis oils and try to replicate some natural dependencies. So what are the plant extraction risks? Extraction methods. Usually, most of them are solvent extractions, like supercritical, very famous one. It's not there. Ah, here you go. So supercritical is very famous because Pharma knows it, use it for many different applications, and is the common sense to use it for everything, because you can control the triple point to extract different type of ingredients, from alkaloids to oleoresins. Other solvents like butane, propane, ethanol also being used because they're standard into the industry. The question, are they the best? Are they preserving all the actives into the end products? Usually their boiling points are quite high, which means something got affected over here, either the terpenes or the cannabinoids or something else, like drawing some lipids which you need to handle in the post-processing. So understanding your solvent is very important in order to proceed with concentration of the oils. Terpenes and cannabinoid preservation. So this is a big thing. Usually cannabis industry, especially in US, in the first 6-7 years didn't pay attention to the terps. Everything started from making Simpson oil, which was simply extracted ethanol extracted oil in a rice cooker, that even the chlorophyll wasn't taken into account. After that, everything was switched to distillates with the prospect that this is cleaner way to to deliver to customer, but these are only cannabinoids without terpene profile. And the terpene profile is really 50% of the effect of cannabis. There are studies, multiple studies, that show that the terpenes, they activate the cannabinoid receptors of the endocannabinoid system 50% before the cannabinoid gets in there. And that pretty much increases the bioavailability of your extracts with terpenes twice. You don't really need to do much of even solubilization in order to get high bioavailability when the terpenes are there. The extraction efficiency. The efficiency currently varies between 30 to 97%. Depends on what method you're using. From bubble hash, 30% to solvent methods to 97%. You really can deplete your plant to zero actives if you use the right way of doing that. So understanding properly your method is very important to calculate your financial benefits of using the method. Extraction safety. Most of the solvent extractions, they have some issues with safety. Most of them are either flammable or combustible or possess some risk if they leak out of the system and need some monitoring. How do we handle that? We're going to answer that in the next few slides. Extraction variability. So that is again something that is not very much in focus because everybody's so focused on cannabinoids, and providing cannabinoids in different proportions is now what the new formulation of drugs is based on. But is that the best way to handle it? Maybe in a pharma industry is one way, on recreational is another way, on medicinal is a third way to handle actives into an experience of your clients. And data collection. So as in grow, data collection is important in extraction. You need to, especially if you run EU GMP facility, you need to have daily statistic on what you're extracting, how much you're extracting, what's your efficiency, how much oil you take, and so on. So what we did, about 20 years ago, we developed a method that extracts only the actives from the plant and deliver oil that doesn't have fats and lipids in there, just the actives, terpenes and cannabinoids. How the industry does it on the left, usually as the crude industry, pull the crude, then purify it into a nice clean extract where cannabinoids tend to 97%, 95%, and that's what current standard is. Now you use these cannabinoids to formulate recipes or isolate them to pure isolates and then mix them into different recipes. So what we did, we embraced the strain-specific medicine, extracting within the actives which are full terpene profile and cannabinoid profile. We built a range of machines starting from 10 liters, 20 liters, 50 liters, 100, 200, 500, and so on, that use very safe and non-flammable hydrocarbon type of solvent that extracts everything within 20 minutes for live resin, 60 minutes for full spectrum. We call that hash resin, combining all the terps and cannabinoids. The first extraction is in active state. The second extraction is in converted to THC and CBD state. So these systems are very low power, like the 20 liter is only 2000 watts, which can be absolutely used for off-grid setup. We also have a container setup. 3 of those are working into a 40-foot container into a GMP type of lab. Efficiency, it's 97%. The oils that are coming out For hemp, around 70-75% potent with about 15% terps, and for cannabis, like marijuana, it's about 80-85% potent on THC and about 5 to 15% terps. And these are different type of extracts. We also, for the hemp industry, we did an extraction, THC remediation. Well, don't see it here. Extraction, THC remediation, and distillation. This is a complete lab to be able to make 6 different products, from isolated terpenes to live resin, through full spectrum oil, to broad spectrum oil, to broad spectrum live resin, and crystal. We call that wax, which is really a crystal with terps. And these are the products coming out of the machine without needed for distillation. The color is natural. Whatever you see under microscope on your trichomes, you get it in. If you bring the strain a little bit earlier for extraction, you get lighter oil. If you wait for the full bloom, then you can have more color into it, but this is the natural color that the cannabis has. There is no chlorophyll. It's literally ready to go after the extraction into products. Different products you can make. This extraction is ambient extraction, so we don't put any heat, any chemicals, or you don't have any residues into the final extract. So I was told that I have 15 minutes. That's why I did very short presentation. But if you have any questions, I can talk to you a lot about cannabis industry. Again, I've been 10 years in US into the wild, wild west of cannabis, and try to support the European cannabis any way I can and prevent from making the mistakes that United States did all these years. Thank you.